Hello, this is RICKY, the Android guy. Hey guys, today we are doing the side-by-side comparison between the two best that each OS has to offer, the Galaxy Note 7 versus the iPhone 6s Plus. Now this is the biggest comparison for the next month, until the iPhone 7 Plus comes out. But until then, which we will cover of course, we want to see which one is the two best between the two of these devices. So we're going to find out which one is the better in which categories and see which one overall fits best for you. Let's get started. Now, when we go to look and feel, the iPhone 6s Plus, really the iPhones in general were winning the look and feel category for a very long time. But when the 6S came out and 6S Plus came around, there was not only not an aesthetic change, but we really kind of got bored, and every other smartphone had an aluminum style phone. And this kind of style became not only common, but other phone companies did it better than Apple. They had it without the ugly antenna lines, and if you don't think they're ugly, well, Apple's getting rid of them with the 7, so obviously they wanted to change it too. Really, they're refining their look and they're getting rid of that. Hopefully the camera hump won't be as bad, but also the front is just more plain than it used to be. Yes, they're trying to do a symmetrical size, but really there's just so much wasted screen space. It's the reason why the iPhone 6s Plus is a bigger phone compared to the Note 7, which has a bigger screen, yet it's a smaller phone. And with that being said, really with this phone overall, the Note 7 is just the better looking overall design. The curved side and how it just looks off the side just really fits that curved display very well and easily. But also it just really has that refined looking glass back that, again, Apple did first a while back. They did a glass back, but Samsung just really refined it. And that's what we keep talking about in the Note 7. It's just a refined thing when it comes to everything that Samsung did with this phone. You just keep hearing the word refinement. And overall, yes, the better look and feel and the better feel in the hand is now the Galaxy. The Note 7 is the better overall look and definitely feel in the hand. Now, when it comes to web browsing, the first thing we always take a look at is the displays. And on these two displays, we have bigger screens, but definitely not the same quality. You have a 1080p display on the iPhone 6s Plus with a 5.5 inch screen. On the Note 7 you have a 5.7 inch, but it has a 440p display, giving it the over 500 pixels per inch as compared to the iPhone 6s Plus 400 pixels per inch. So overall, yes, the Note 7 is going to be the better display, but you also have to keep in mind it's really also the better one when it comes to screen to body ratio. It just takes advantage having the screen be the biggest part of the phone instead of the phone being the biggest part of the phone. And it does this by over 20%, so not over 20%, over 10%. With this, it really shows the difference again in how much more you can fit in terms of screen compared to the iPhone 7s Plus. However, if there's one thing Apple does very well, it is web browsing. So we're going to compare these two, but honestly, Apple typically wins this because their Safari browser is really well done. So it'll just load, and you can see the iPhone. It's not really telling me it's done, but it looks like it's done. So we're going to go with it's done. The iPhone looked to be done automatically almost, whereas the Note 7 took a little bit longer. Let's go ahead and see. Both look to be doing well, but that Note 7 still has a bit of a stutter when it comes to pinch and zoom. Overall, both are really good at web browsing, but the iPhone 6s Plus just seems to do a bit better overall when it comes to quicker loading and just more seamless scrolling. So overall, I will give the web browsing to the iPhone 6s Plus. Now when it comes to the sound quality, both speakers come through the bottom but the S7 wasn't that great in terms of speaker quality, and the Note 7 isn't that much better, unfortunately. Overall, it's going to most likely be the iPhone 6s Plus, I feel like, but let's try it out and see which one does better. Start with the Note 7, go back and forth, and see who wins.
See, come on. I'll be your hero, baby, if you let me. I promise I will be there for you in your time of your darkest hour, on your brightest day. I will be there for you, baby, when you call on me. I'll be your hero, hero. I'll be your hero. I'll be your hero. I'll be your hero.
So overall, between the two, you can see the Note 7 just isn't as clear at its loudest. It's not as distorted as the S7 was, but still just overall not a polished sounding phone when it comes to the loudest volume. Whereas the iPhone 6s Plus keeps its quality even at the highest volume. So overall, when it comes to sound quality, the iPhone 6s Plus is going to be the better between the two. So now we come to the display portion where we compare movie watching. And really, these are two big screens, and that's what you want to do. You want to watch movies on these two devices. So with the Note 7, though, not only does it have an AMOLED screen versus an LCD screen, but you have a new video enhancer, which is available for a lot of different apps. And what it does is it enhances the video quality, and it makes it very, very good on any of these apps and other apps that I don't have installed. So that being said, let's compare them and see how they do against each other. So hopefully you could see the difference in the video, but to be quite honest, there really is no competition between these two. The Note 7 with this video enhanced feature, AMOLED screens are typically better than IPS LCDs nowadays. However, with the video enhancement, it's dramatically better, and to be quite honest, this can get almost double the brightness, if not double the brightness, of the iPhone 6s Plus. So yes, you're going to get better colors and definitely a more vibrant screen. And yes, the Note 7 is the one you want to watch movies on. Now in our camera comparisons, we always compare low light, details, color reproduction, and selfies to see which is the better overall camera for you. And we're going to start off as we always do with low light because that is the hardest thing for a cell phone camera to do. But in this case, it's a pretty clear-cut winner for the first round. And that is with low light, the Note 7's dual pixel definitely seems to do a better job than the standard megapixel. Now, this is with no flash, and both were focused on the building across the street, on automatic settings, and I took the photo. So really when it comes down to it, the Note 7 just really is going to have a much better low light shot. Not only representing what you see, but just giving you a lot more low light when you need it, so you can actually take shots with less light and it will definitely brighten them as you see here. Neither photo really has too big of a lens flare either, just a overexposed light between the poles. It's pretty much contained while still giving you light, although the Note 7 is just giving you a better shot overall. Now when it comes to details, however, pretty much both are dead on. As we zoom into this, what I always try to see is, can you read the text? The center of focus was right here for both images, and overall both are really legible. You can read almost the entire text on every single one of these games, neither one being a extremely better than the other. So overall, it's going to be a very clear quality on details for either phone. And so for details, we will call it a tie. Now, as we move on to color reproduction, though, the iPhone is typically one of the best color reproduction phones you can find out in the market. Honestly, every time it goes to color reproduction, it generally is one of the best, if not the best, typically in our camera comparisons. However, the Note 7 definitely has better software correction than the S7 did, because not only is it standing up to the iPhone 6s, but it's beating it. Overall, when it comes to the color reproduction, this is a more accurate representation color for color, and you really notice it in two areas. The skin tone is a bit more accurate than how the iPhone 6s portrayed it. And also, when it comes to the Android itself, it's a little bit more this tone than it is this tone in real life. So overall, yes, you are getting a more color accurate with the Note 7. However, this is really close. In every other representation of color, whether it be red, orange, white, off-white, blue, everything else is pretty much dead on between the two. But I believe it was just more representing it better with the light, whereas Apple just kind of underexposed the shot a little bit more in this instance. Again, these are always taken automatic out of the box settings just so we can get a true representation of how it'll be when you take a photo. And finally, selfies. I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is a pretty open and shut case when it comes to selfies. So first and foremost, as you notice, the Note 7 has a much wider angle than the iPhone 6s Plus. But not only that, you just get a lot more things in it. For one, you get a lot more of not only a wider shot so you can fit more people in it, but you definitely get a much clearer shot. The clarity is just definitely doing well. Now, this is the hardest selfie for any smartphone to take. It's a stress test selfie. So we have a very dark area, which typically gets fuzziness. As you can see, you can barely kind of see a lot of detail in here. And you definitely get this part washed out by having a very bright area. It's a huge stress test that a lot of smartphones cannot pass, but the Note 7 definitely does a better job flattening it with less noise or fuzziness on this side, and definitely a clear and not overexposed light on the right side. So yes, if you want a better selfie, you're definitely going to want to go with the Galaxy Note 7. Now we'll go right back through it. The iPhone 6s versus the Note 7 in low light is going to be on the Note 7 side. However, when it comes to detail, either one's going to provide you great detail and clarity. As we go through color reproduction, the Note 7 narrowly beats the iPhone 6s Plus. However, I have to reiterate, the iPhone's one of the best in color reproduction. And finally, if you want to take a better selfie, you're definitely going to want to go with the Galaxy Note 7. When it comes to gaming, really, these two are going to play both games very well. Yes, you have the difference of OSs, which means you'll get the latest and greatest games on iOS typically first, and that Android will play emulators, so all the games of old, from Super Nintendo to PSP to PlayStation 1 to N64, much better than you do on iOS. So really, when it comes to gaming, it depends on your preference. If you want the latest and greatest mobile games, you're going to want to go with iOS. However, if you want the best high-end games of yesteryear, you're going to want to go with Android. Now, overall, when it comes to the battery life, both phones are going to get you over 10 hours easily on both devices for most part all day usage. However, the Note 7 is typically going to have a longer battery life. It just typically goes a further distance than what we've had here on the iPhone 6s Plus. Now, the iPhone 6s Plus is a great deal better than the iPhone 6s battery life. I always recommend the Plus over the 6s for that reason. But overall, when it comes to the Note 7, that AMOLED display definitely saves you in the long run, and it just seems to continuously maintain a better battery life when not using it and when using it. Now, when it comes to the extras category, well, this is always Apple's Achilles heel, where you don't really have too many extras with the iPhone on board. The Note 7, however, has expandable storage, it has water resistance, it has wireless charging, and it has the S Pen with having also more storage, 64 gigs coming standard compared to 16. So overall, yes, the Note 7 is going to win the extras category just because it has a lot more coming with it right out of the box than the iPhone 6s Plus does. So overall, when it comes to the extras category, you're definitely getting more extras with the Note 7 versus the iPhone 6 Plus. Now, when it comes to the better bang for your buck, well, we have an interesting situation here. So if we did go off of the 64 gig model between these two, we would see that you're getting these for the same price actually at most manufacturers. You're getting it for $849 and $849 on pretty much all carriers. However, where the difference is that the Note doesn't have a less expensive version, and the iPhone 6s Plus does. So overall, the 16 gig iPhone 6s Plus comes in at $100 cheaper. Now, people will debate all day in the comment section which one's more worth it, but at the end of the day, the better bang for your buck is the iPhone 6s Plus because of the fact that yes, you do get it at a lower price point compared to the Note 7, so it is the better bang for your buck. Alright guys, let's tally them up and see who won. When it comes to look and feel, overall the Note 7 is a better overall look and feel in the hand. When it comes to web browsing, the iPhone 6s Plus is going to take it with the better web browsing experience. When it comes to music as well, the iPhone 6s Plus is going to have a better speaker as well as a better DAC built in for the headphone jack. When it comes to watching movies, however, the Note 7 is going to blow the iPhone 6s Plus away, just having the far superior video quality. When it comes to camera quality, the Note 7 also takes it, not only having the better low light and color reproduction, but overall definitely having the better selfies. So for overall, the Note 7 is going to be your better camera. When it comes to gaming, both are going to have a tie, just depends on what kind of games you really want to play on both OSs. When it comes to battery life, the Note 7 is going to have a better overall battery life, maintaining it better when using it and not using it. When it comes to the extras category, the Note 7 is also going to take it, just having more extras, water resistance, wireless charging, expandable storage, S Pen. There is a good amount of extras. And when it comes to price point, the iPhone 6s Plus offers a least expensive price point of $100 cheaper for 16 gigs, but it's still $100 cheaper. So when we tally them all up, the Galaxy Note 7 takes it. Far less ties than we have usual, but both sides took some big wins. The iPhone 6s Plus is better for web browsing, music, and price point. However, the Note 7 is better look and feel, better for watching movies, better for taking photos, better battery life, and more extras. So, depending on which side you fall on, is going to be the phone you want to get. Thank you as always for watching. I hope you did like this video. If you did, please give a like, thumbs up down below. This has been RICKY, the Android Guy.